Hello, I'm Sean Lean. I'm the President of the Legislative Council in the Victorian Parliament, and I'm here to give this week's sitting update. This week we started with a condolence motion for the late Honourable Digby Crozier. Mr Crozier was a member of the Parliament between 1973 and 1988 for the electorates of Portland and Western Region, and actually held several portfolios of minister. Quite a unique occasion where Digby Crozier's daughter, Georgie Crozier, who's the leader of the opposition in this chamber, led that condolence motion and gave a great tribute to her father, and also a person that gave great contribution to our great state. The legislation that was debated in this House during the week was a Constitution Amendment SEC Bill to entrench the SEC in the Constitution Act of 1975. The State Electricity Commission Amendment Bill 2023 abolishes pre-existing State Electricity Commission of Victoria and makes miscellaneous amendments to various acts and administration arrangements of the pre-existing SECV to avoid causing confusion for the new SEC. Now, these two pieces of legislation, the debate on these two bills went ahead at the same time. There is a provision for the chamber to agree that bills are quite similar, so rather than make a speech on both bills at two separate times, there's the opportunity to speak on both bills at one occasion, and therefore freeing up the chamber for other business. The third piece of legislation that went through this House was the Firearms and Controlled Weapons Machetes Amendment Bill, and this just seeks to prohibit related matters as far as the use and carrying of machetes. There was also another bill actually, the Private Security and County Amendment Bill, which introduces a new licence system for private security industry in Victoria and other issues. Well, three of these bills were passed without any amendments. The first bill, the Constitution Amendment Bill, was only debated. That's to be discussed in the committee stage and voted on at a later date. Other matters that were debated in this House was on wildlife rescue, overdue production of government documents, recreational native bird hunting arrangements, and public housing. So time was very well spent in this chamber this week. I love speaking about events outside these chambers in the Parliament every week, and I'll just talk about one event in Queen's Hall during this week's, which was hosted by the member for Kew, Jess Wilson. This was from the Kew Art Gallery, which had an exhibition, The Sky's the Limit. The Kew Art Gallery is a social enterprise based in Kew, which provides employment, mentoring and training for professional artists with intellectual and physical disabilities, and their work was amazing. This is a fantastic social enterprise. I was lucky enough to actually purchase a magnificent piece of art from this exhibition from an artist whose name is Ashley Sagakis, and I'm going to put it up in my office. And it was a beautiful piece of art that kind of reminds me of when you start your holidays. Next meeting at Legislative Council is actually in Echuca on the 18th of April, and we have a regional sitting. We're going to take the whole show up to Echuca. It's a huge undertaking. A lot of people have to come up with us to be able to put on the Parliament. So anyone in the area of Echuca, please come and sit in and see your Parliament work firsthand. And I will give you an update of how that went after we have that sitting in Echuca.